There will be some changes, won't there, when football returns. We know that IFAB have approved now 5 substitutions because the frequency of the games will increase. Stevie, what do you make of this? There will be 5 substitutions, but they can only be made, as we see now, 3 times during the match.
I'm scared to say anything in case I say the wrong thing. I mean, come on. Do you know what? Every man and his dog, we're always complaining about pre-season games when they're making all these substitutions, and it kind of smacks of that. The other thing is, you know, part of the whole game is about the manager getting his tactics right and picking the right players, and players performing, players having a level of physicality that they can play so many games. You know, there are so many things out with, you know, just actually playing the game. Where's it going to stop? Listen, I thought 2 subs was fine years ago, and then they made it 3. Wasn't that happy, but you know what? Okay. But come on, 5? I mean, really, what is going on? And they're talking about the frequency of games. Listen, you're going to play 3 games a week. Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. Nobody's going to make you play anymore, and nobody should be allowed to play anymore. And if you can't do that, then you're in the wrong game. So don't try and make this thing easier by saying, oh, right, let's have 10 subs then. If you don't fancy what's going on with your team, put another one on. I mean, where does it stop? Come on, 5's far too many.
Danny, Stevie sitting on the fence there, not really quite sure which way he's going. What do you think?
I think, you know, obviously Stevie won't agree, but I think we should have at least five subs. I understand where Stevie's coming from during the season, and obviously, you know, when there's been 2 subs before and there's been 3 subs, obviously we know now that there's 7 subs and 3 can be used. But these are extreme circumstances. It's not going to be you know, something that's going to stay in forever. But I just feel that what's going to happen is these players are not going to have played by the time they step on the football pitch. They're not going to have played for probably 2 or 3 months. And myself, when I was playing, you played a pre-season game. The first game, it'd always be 11 plays the first 45 minutes and then another 11 plays the next 45 minutes. Because the problem you're going to have is that your first pre-season game is actually going to be a competitive Premier League game. So if you have 5 substitutes, that's all well and good. But that means that 5 players from the word go, they've got to play the full 90 minutes in a fully competitive match. So I'm all for having more substitutes just while this is going on, because they're extreme circumstances. But then when the new season does start in the future, we go back to what it's been.
Stevie?
I mean, so if you're stuck in the bottom, if you're Bournemouth and you're stuck in a relegation battle, you're not going to want to make 5 subs. The reason you're stuck at the bottom is because your starting 11's as good as you've got. So you're going to play against Liverpool and they can make 5 changes when you know that you've got 11 players, or you think they can't last. What you're saying is, well, they'll never be able to last a game or 3 games in a week. Then they're absolutely knackered, aren't they? Because there's no way you're going to take off some of your better players, even if they're tired, because the guy you're putting on, you know, is absolutely not good enough. I mean, you're making it easier. Again, like most things, the bigger clubs with the bigger squads, it makes it far easier for them. So basically what you're doing is you're hamstringing the small teams as well.
To a certain extent, yeah, but I think the problem is that if you're going back without doing anything for 3 months, you know, you've not had any competitive matches, and then you're going to turn up on a football pitch, I would rather have more substitutes than have to play with, say, 8 players. If my players are getting cramp in their first competitive game, and the first competitive game is a Premier League game, you're getting players that are getting injuries, you know, because otherwise, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you could end up with games where it ends up being 8v8 because players just aren't capable of doing it. I think for the first 2 or 3 games, it will be an issue. Then I think after that, when they start to, you know, hit the ground and they're able to get going, then I think they'll be okay. But I just think it's, you know, with the safety in mind, with the health in mind, the manager might look at a player and go, listen, he needs to come off. Else otherwise, you know, he's not going to be available for our next game, which might be, like you've quite rightly said, in 2 or 3 days' time.
Well, everybody's going to be in the same boat. The games are not going to be... The games are not going to be played at the same pace. You know, you're not going to go back and see. You're not going to go and see a game that's played at the incredible pace that it is. So everything's going to be. It's going to be a level playing field for everybody. So let's keep it a level playing field. Because giving 5 subs ain't a level playing field for the smaller teams. No chance.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.